Hey everyone,
Hey.
how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing today?
I'm good. How you doing?
Can't complain.
All right.
My name is Freddie Hernandez, but you may also know me as Tavarish if you're on the internet and you're looking for Tavarish. Joining me is my partner in crime, my co-host, Mr. Andrew Howell. And do you still go by Finn Gergens nowadays?
I think that Finn Gergens can finally be laid to rest. I think it'd be retired.
I don't think so. You know what? I think we're just starting because Finn Gergens has a really he has a rich history. I think we need to make a backstory for Mr. Finn Gergens because he's like an amoeba. You know, he's kind of like shape shifting. He doesn't really.
Is that what amoebas do?
I think so. But he's like you don't know what form he'll take. He might be that grizzled old rally driver, but he also might be, I don't know.
So what you're saying is he's a very high level spellcaster and he uses polymorph a lot.
That's true. I think that's probably less likely. That might be less likely.
Feeling like he is a high level spellcaster and he does use polymorph a lot.
I'm feeling like that's him.
That's him.
I feel like so. I feel like he needs to have been on the wrong side of the law for between 18 and 24 months.
He's not even allowed in Rivendell. He's not allowed in Helm's Deep. Like he's been banned from so many places.
So is he a hobbit now? Is he a hobbit trying to get to the fires of Mount Doom?
He's a human.
Oh, he's a human.
He's a man.
What's the difference between just a really short human and a hobbit? Like what's the difference between a really short, hairy human and a hobbit?
It's the feet. It's also the culture. It's where they come from. It's where they live.
Okay, what's the culture? They live in trees? Are there?
Have you even seen The Lord of the Rings?
They live in trunks or something, right?
No.
They live in mounds, dirt mounds.
They live
in hills.
They live in the Shire.
I'm thinking of Keebler House.
Oh my god.
They live in the Shire. Yeah. Well, what's a Shire? It's just like they live in the hills.
It's this idyllic sort of place where they live in either nice little cottages or in Bilbo Baggins' case, he lives in Underhill, which is like an underground.
Okay, so
it's under the hill,
right? So what if somebody goes, guys, I'm sick of this Shire stuff. I'm gonna go get me a house, like a real house, and then he just goes and like
goes to
live in New York.
That's not typical.
I feel like the remake of The Hobbit will include a new and improved version where it's a fish out of water and they go to New York.
It better not.
They will. and Smaug, instead of being a dragon, he's just like a greedy corporate executive.
Trump.
No, I guess, but
he's already gilded. He's already like kind of an orangey goldish color. Practically there.
I'm just listening to. I have Trump's voice with Smaug's lines.
Yeah.
Do you fear death?
I am fire. I am death. Where are you, thief? I smell you. I feel your air.
Barrel rider. God. Wow. Okay. That would actually be I would watch that movie.
Hey.
I would watch that movie. Isn't this about cars? I thought we were talking about cars. Okay.
Right. Cars. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So how's your Forcus? How's your Forcus doing?
Hey, you know what? My Forcus is doing forking great.
Yeah. So how's your Focus doing?
It's good. She's about due for an oil change.
Okay.
So that's gonna need to be a thing soon. And I am still itching to throw this blow off valve on the car.
Okay, so we can do both those things.
Yeah.
And
we can make a video about it. We can make two videos. One about the oil change and one about Trump as Smaug.
We can split the oil change into 10 videos. Into step 1, step 2, step 3.
Gotcha. And then we maximize our views.
Dude, can you imagine the revenue potential?
That's insane.
So, fun fact, I released a video that was 27 seconds long. It was just an update video. And for some reason, like I monetized it. I just want to see, like, I want to see what the monetization is like. So it had 300,000, it almost had 300,000 views. on it, and you know how much I made? I made like $5. It was like, okay, that's what, if you have a really short video, you are not making nothing. Like you'd need 100 million views.
You're not making nothing.
No, you're not making anything. So that's a quick little thing. Speaking of Ford, what do you think about your car being axed out of the lineup?
Along with the Fiesta, the Fusion, and the Taurus.
Along with all their cars other than the Mustang.
Yeah. From a business standpoint, of course, I understand it. But as a car person, it kind of sucks. Like, find me another mass-produced car under 50 grand that only comes in stick.
STI.
I thought the STIs came in automatic now.
Really?
I think they...
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Right?
I think so. Maybe. Actually, you know what? Maybe. I know the Impreza's, obviously the Impreza's coming automatic, but I don't know if the STIs do. That only comes in manual. But what's the Miata?
You can get those in automatic.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. What else can only come in stick?
I've already had this think. I've already had this think.
I've already thunk the think.
I already did the think and thunk.
Okay, so I don't really know, but why is that an important prerequisite?
Because it shows that at that point in time, Ford was thinking about the enthusiast. They were thinking about the driver.
So okay, we can get into this. We can get to a more global conversation here.
Sure.
In that, does a manual transmission, is that necessarily for the enthusiast? And just can you still have an enthusiast car without being manual or having a manual option? And
Sure.
I'm not talking about a supercar. Obviously, supercars, they don't have manual options or whatever.
Right.
But I'm talking about like an enthusiast car, like an STI, like a Ford Focus, like a whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean the Mini Cooper I had before the ST is case in point.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted an enthusiast car. I wanted something that was fun to drive, but I also didn't want to have to sit in Jacksonville traffic for 2 hours,
Right.
And just first, second,
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, absolutely. But is a Mini Cooper with a 6-speed more fun than an automatic? Absolutely.
Sure.
Is it more utilitarian? Probably not.
But can you make it so the automatics, or rather the even like traditional torque converter automatics, can you make them just as fun as manuals?
I guess that depends on the person, really.
So I mean, what's the best automatic car you've ever been in? Like a best automatic car you've ever driven?
Ferrari F430.
No, but that's not automatic though. That's like it's sort of automatic. I'm saying like
It has automatic mode.
sure. I'm saying a torque converter automatic, like a traditional slush box, that sort of thing. Because we can all name like a billion bad, torque converter automatics, but not a lot of really, really good ones.
Nothing's really coming to mind.
Nothing's going to mind?
Nothing's really coming to mind.
Do you think that they don't make one? Do you think that there's no such thing as a really good torque converter automatic? So
From I'm thinking from like a performance standpoint.
okay, so performance standpoint, I think that the ZF 8-speed is very good. The ZF 8-speed is basically like a ton of cars have this.
Sure.
Derivative of the ZF 6-speed. And the ZF 6-speed is in the Bentley Continental GT that I definitely didn't get. But
Wish you did.
huh?
Wish you did.
I wish I did as well. But I didn't, so it's not in my backyard right now. But the ZF 8-speed, it has these really incredibly quick shifts, and it mimics a dual clutch in upshifting and downshifting. It's almost there. Like it's not 100% there, but it's almost to the point where you can have a lot of fun downshifting and you hear little burbles and back crackles and all that stuff. It's really good. Lexus ISF, the first generation ISF, had a really good I believe it's an 8-speed or a 7-speed automatic transmission. I think it might have been an 8-speed.
Like that, those cars are like, I feel like the value of those cars is going up pretty quick.
Really, the ISF?
I think so.
I think the ISF is staying the course for a while. I actually talked to an ISF owner at DipCon because he had this really cool ISF, had this pink chrome wrap, which you think would not look good, but it looked good on that car. And he was like,
I'm all about crazy chrome wraps.
yeah, and he was. Here's the thing: it was a chrome wrap and it was pink, but it was subtle. If that makes any sense, it was like a slight pink. It was a chrome-ish, but it was.
Would you say it's less of a pink and more of like a rose?
It was more of a rose. Yes, yes, it was definitely a rose. Did you know that men have harder time seeing shade of red than women do? Women can see many, many more shades of red, or they can identify between them than because like it's based on their biology and whatever.
That's a stereotypical thing.
No, it's like a real thing.
I disagree with that.
You don't have to disagree. I'm saying it's a fact.
I don't know. I feel like you put me in a room with a girl and we're looking at different shades of red.
Listen, I'm not saying you can see more shades of red than the average woman. I'm saying
I know my colors, bro.
That right there is red. That's blue. Get at me.
Why are you Rob Spaghetti all of a sudden?
Oh, I don't know. Hey, oh God, what does he sound like?
Sounds like Rob Spaghetti.
Hey there, Rob Ferretti here. No, I can't do any of that. So yeah, it was a shade of rose, and we were talking about prices, and the prices have gone down. You can probably find one in low 20s, maybe high teens, an ISF.
Yeah, but that's for like a 10-year-old car,
right? But it's still a V8 that's high strung, made by Toyota, and has a really good automatic transmission. The car looks great, and it makes 400 and some odd horsepower.
It looks great, except for the fake exhaust tips.
Every car has that. Every car has those fake exhaust tips.
I know, but
actually,
specifically,
they don't. They're not horrible. I like the fake exhaust tips, to be honest. You don't? So what's your stance on fakery in the car world?
I'm not a huge fan.
No. Do you like? So what do you propose car manufacturers do? Because a lot of these economy cars, a lot of these like lower end cars, they have some styling elements, like a fake vent or a fake scoop or something like that make them look a little bit more sporty and make them look a little more interesting. It's not like they slapped on an AutoZone scoop or something, but it's definitely filling a void. Like if they didn't have it there, the space would just look too empty.
I feel like it's a case-by-case basis, but typically I'm against it.
Okay. What would you rather do? What would you rather have them do? Just look like, I don't know.
I feel like you could probably make an economy car look interesting without all the fakery.
They did it in the 90s. They did it. Yeah, I mean, I guess. But here's the thing. I noticed that cars are getting a lot more angular. They're getting a lot more aggressive in terms of styling.
Super aggressive, yeah.
So does that mean that they're trying to get more of the enthusiasts? Like, are people more enthusiastic about cars now? Or is it something where, a minivan now, like a Toyota Sienna looks very aggressive. Like it's lower to the ground. It has like bigger wheels. It's very, kind of, I'm not even going to say Bosozoku, but it's Bosozoku. It's very inspired by that. It has these like really swooping lines and streamlined and all that stuff. And it's completely different than, say, a Caravan of old, or like even Toyota like Previa or something. It's completely different design language. But is that trying to capture the guy that goes to a Toyota dealership and says, I want a car that makes me look cool, but I also have like a big family and all this stuff? Like, what do you think that's why it's that's where it's going?
I guess
what when you bought your Ford Focus, what did you like about the aesthetic of it? Because a Ford Focus in essence is a economy car.
Sure, yeah. I'm actually the stock ST. I'm not obsessed with how it looks. Mm-hmm. The front grille is kind of weird. Headlights are kind of a strange shape.
Right.
But there are some redeeming features. I like in the ST particularly. I like the wing. Mm-hmm. And I have some wing risers to kind of up the aggressiveness of the stock wing.
Right.
I like the side skirts. They're like
Sure.
They kind of have these.
I'm
cool,
going to attempt. I'm going to attempt to pull up a picture of a Ford Focus ST, but you just keep on talking about what you like about yours.
Sure, yeah. That's about it as far as stock form goes.
So what do you like about the not stock form?
Well, I put on some like OZ Racing wheels, so it kind of has like a rally look to it.
OZ Racing, Rally Racing.
OZ Racing, Rally Racing, yeah.
So that's not an ST, that's an RS, isn't it?
Where?
This one. Or is that an ST?
That's an ST.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's a newer one. Look up at 2014.
Okay.
That's what I'm rocking.
Okay, 2014. So are there different, has there been a facelift already?
Yeah. 15 and newer is considered a facelift.
Okay, so we can...
Yeah, do the black one.
No, well, the black one's going to be hard to see. I want to have some contrast.
So you're going to choose Tangerine Scream.
Tangerine Scream.
That's the name of the color.
That's adorable.
Right?
That is just precious.
Because they're all about subtlety at Ford. Mm-hmm. And this is actually a kind of like a metallic pearl color.
Mm-hmm. All right, so no, not that. Let's do that one. And
what was that?
oh my god, what is going on?
Try full screening it.
I might just full screen it. That makes more sense.
Oh, it's an actual actual full screen.
Mm-hmm. That is a full screen. Okay.
Super exciting talk.
Oh my god.
Refresh.
Okay, and okay, that's not working. So if any of you have questions about how to about what a Ford Focus looks like, just Google it, because apparently we are completely inept and they don't work. Look at what is going on. All right. But okay, I see what you're saying. It's not the best looking car. It seems like it's missing something.
Yeah, it is kind of a strange look. But notice how there aren't a whole bunch of fake vents and silliness all over the place.
There's that fake vent in the front.
That's just a styling thing for the fog
Oh,
light.
no, so that's not a styling thing. That's a styling thing when it's on your car.
Yeah, okay, so it's one thing on the entire car, sure.
So the front grille is actually quite large.
It is. And see that middle section?
That's a bumper bar.
No.
No.
Those are active grille shutters.
Grill shutters.
Yes.
That sounds like something okay. I'm still gonna keep trying to do this. So if you guys see black bars on the screen,
try refreshing again and then reselecting it. Refresh, reselect.
Refresh, right?
Yep. And go into the drop down.
Go to the drop down.
Select it again.
Okay, I'm gonna select it. Refresh.
Hit OK.
I did okay. Oh no. Okay, we're giving up on this.
OBS is a POS.
Yes. Well, you guys should see this. It's nice. It's a really nice tangerine. It's Tangerine Scream.
Tangerine Scream.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's a very yellow car.
It's kind of yellow orange, kind of like a mango color. It's pretty cool.
Like a mango color.
So yeah, it has active grille shutters. So when the car reaches, I think it's either a certain speed or a certain temperature or whatever, the shutters will open to allow more airflow.
Like a Ferrari 488.
Yeah, but it's a Ford Focus ST.
Wait, so they open to allow more air? Mm-hmm. Why don't they just open all the time? That's one thing I never got about
one of the most common
stuff.
One of the most common mods to the ST is just a complete removal of the active grille shutter system, and
you got to take out the fuse.
They remove the entire assembly, and then they also Dremel out the part of the blocked part of the grill, so it's just a totally open grill.
Cold air intake 100% of the time.
No need for that. I've seen builds on STs that are close to 500 horsepower with the stock intake.
How much can you go on the stock block without having to open it up?
That I'm not sure, because I haven't really researched it, because I don't really care.
You don't care?
I like the car as
but
it is.
But you don't care about power? You don't care about making power on the internet, man? You don't want to be an internet legend? You don't want to be hot in the streets?
I bought the car for me.
You bought the car for you?
Yeah, for me.
What about all your haters? What about all your haters be like, oh,
what about them?
On the mini forums.
What about them?
When they talk about, oh, Mr. 2. Actually, how big is your engine? 1.6 liter?
No, 2 liter.
Okay, 2 liter turbocharged, and you can't hang with the Mini Cooper S because you got a small turbo. You got some 20 pounds of boost or something. I don't know.
This thing has like over 100 horsepower more than almost 100 horsepower more than a stock Mini Cooper S.
Okay, So
It's like stock for stock. Of course, it weighs a whole lot more, but this thing has torque,
right.
like a lot of torque.
Well, a lot of torque again
for its size.
for a Ford Focus, not for the internet.
Right, sure.
A lot of torque
Sure.
for dude. Some of the comments are like, oh, Lamborghini is trash because some a Hemi mod motor will beat it at the track. Like, okay,
Cool.
great.
Yeah. How many rental cars have Hemis versus how many Lambos are rental cars? I'll wait.
Actually, I mean, a lot of Lambos are rental cars. If you want to look at
Yeah, but how many more?
quite a bit.
But how many more?
Sure, but
Dodge
if we're
rental
talking
cars.
about rates, I think more Lamborghinis are rental cars than Hemis are. I think you're probably going to get more.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah, but again, it's different structure, different folks.
Sure.
But if we're talking about like power, like sheer power numbers, I'm not sure that you can really hang with anything this is on a different level altogether.
Yeah.
So it's, I know I've talked about this in a different podcast, but the amount of power that you can extract from that engine is mind-boggling. Like 1,000 horsepower sounds like a lot, and it is.
Yeah, it is.
1,000 horsepower is a ton. You can crash yourself
Real good.
So yeah, you can learn yourself some wall. But 1,000 horsepower is like the beginning point. Like you are not even scratching the surface of what that engine is capable of.
Correct.
I mean, the engine that I have apparently can withstand 1,600 horsepower, which is, if it's at the wheels, then that's well over 2,000 horsepower at the crank. 2,000 horsepower is basically a dragster from mid 90s or something, or like before that. But it's dragster levels. It's insanity. It is literally I don't know, McLaren it's 3.5 McLaren F1s. Like put together. So this is the kind of power that we're talking about. And 1,000 horsepower, this is, if 1,000 horsepower at the wheels, a Veyron doesn't put that down.
Correct.
Veyron SS, I don't think a Veyron SS does.
I think to the wheels are somewhere around like 800 or 900.
Yeah, but a Veyron will not put that much power, like a stock Veyron, not like the first edition one, right? But a Veyron will not put that down, and this car is much lighter than a Veyron. So that scares me a lot. And people are like, oh, why don't you take it for a drive and rip it and stuff like, dude, there's a lot of like, I need pre-flight checks.
Yeah.
Like I need to make sure
T's and P's.
Right. Like I can't have something fail and whoops, my fuel line went. Whoops, my tire like blew or something. I can't have any of that happen. That's really, really important. Which is fine. I mean, on a Civic or like even like an STI, you can probably have something fail and your car will bog down. But this, you'll be traveling very, very fast, and there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of things going on in the back of that engine bay. So yeah, I'm just really, really scared about that. But with your Focus, did you think the styling? I mean, do you think that it's different enough from a regular Ford Focus that it got you to buy the car? Like, did you like the original Ford Focus design first?
No, I like the ST design. It's a little more aggressive than a regular Focus of that era.
Yeah.
Although the Focus from that era is already kind of I won't say aggressive, but kind of a sporty looking car.
That's what I'm saying. Like even the stock bone stock base model cars, they're pretty aggressive. Have you seen the new Camry?
Oh yeah, have you seen the new Accord?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Accord is
okay.
slick.
I'm gonna wait.
It's not gonna work. It's not. Don't worry about it.
Come on.
They'll Google it. They'll Google it.
Google the new Camry and the new Accord.
Yeah,
they look
good-looking cars.
Fantastic.
I prefer the Accord over the Camry. I think the Accord looks a little more refined, but still kind of sporty.
I think so. I think so too. And the Accord can be had with a manual.
Really?
Yes.
Good on Honda.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Which is, here's the thing. I don't know why, like, what year do you think is the last year to have a manual car of any manufacturer? Because we're on borrowed time at this point. Right now, we're just like, they're trying to find niche markets for all these things.
Like the GT86, you can still get that with a stick.
Yeah, but you have, I think, more automatics were sold on that. I'm not sure. They didn't sell a lot of those cars.
I think you can probably still get like a base model Corolla or Yaris with a stick to keep costs down.
Yeah, but I think those are just holdovers from world cars, from like the world stuff.
You can still get Honda Civics with a stick. You can get the Honda Civic Sport, which is a 1.5 liter turbo, I believe. You can still get those with a 6-speed.
I'm wondering when it's just going to be cheaper just to say screw it, all automatics. And
would it be cheaper?
Probably not. I mean, it's inherently more expensive because there's more components. There's ECUs and stuff,
Yeah.
but the demand has to be such that, I mean, I'm sure it's cheaper to make a carburetor than it is to make direct injection with all this stuff, but it might be a thing where they go, we don't have the demand for it anymore, and I don't know what the demand for a stick Honda Civic is, like a stick base model. Maybe there are a lot of cheaper people out there, a lot of frugal people that would get the stick and they don't care about anything. They just want a really, really cheap car. But I don't think that I think the manuals now are just enthusiast markets.
Yeah.
So
I think that.
Do you think that within 10 years we'll see like no more manuals?
I'm hoping that it's more along the lines of like 20 or 30. But
20 or 30,
I'm hoping.
I think 20 or 30, and we're phasing out internal combustion.
That's wishful thinking. I don't think we're going to phase out internal combustion in 30 years.
No?
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
So we can talk about autonomous and electric cars in the next podcast, but
we've already kind of covered that a little bit.
But I think we can get into some good conversation there because I have some ideas. But 20 or 30 years, you don't think we'll? All right, so
again, that's me. That's wishful thinking.
But okay, so manuals are you want them to keep going for 20 to 30 years. I think that we have to do our part, and we have to encourage people to learn how to drive manual and see why it's interesting, why it's useful. Because here's the thing: manuals don't age. An automatic transmission will age. A dual clutch transmission, a single clutch transmission, all those automated stuff, that will age because as technology improves, then you get quicker shifts, then you get better, drivability, all that stuff. But manual, it all depends on you. It's you are.
It all depends on you.
Yeah. It's like the pitch for a pyramid scheme. It's like, well, you can. It doesn't matter. Like, how much money does this pay? Like, well, that all depends on you. Also, buy our $499 starter kit.
Buy my ebook today.
Yeah.
Here in the Hollywood Hills.
That's right. So with manuals, it's like it's a universal language. You could take this car across the world, and you don't have to explain to people that, all right, well, you have to pull a paddle here and then you have to put it in this mode and whatever. Like, no, you just clutch here, put it in first. There you go. First might be up here, first might be down there, but there's usually a sticker that tells you where everything is. And that's what I like about manuals. That's what I like about the simplicity. And also, it's very, very rewarding when you get things right.
Super rewarding.
Yeah. So, like with my Gallardo, I haven't driven it yet, but I have, kind of sat in the seat and just done the thing.
How do you like the action of a gated shifter?
It's weird.
Really?
So I'm not a huge fan of the gated shifter. And I know I'm going to get pummeled in the comments, but I'm honestly, it takes getting used to. So
it does.
What I've heard from people is that it can be, it can be rewarding when you get it right. But if you want to do quick shifts, it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to get used to it.
Because I mean, if you're shifting this, so all the 6-speed super high horsepower cars, the Gallardos, what they do is they take out that shifter piece, or they Dremel it out, so it's just like so they can shift it like a Honda. That's basically what they do. But I'm not opposed to it. I like that it's a thing. I kind of like the rifle bolt, cha-chink, cha-chink. I like that, but I don't know. I don't see. Maybe I have to drive it to see it, but I mean, I've actually driven a Ferrari with a gated shifter. I can't say it's any better than like a really good. It's manual.
Definitely more of a driving experience thing than a performance thing.
So it's like a Polaris slingshot. in a little way. Like you think you're doing something special, but then you're like, it's not really.
That's a 3-wheeled Cobalt.
It's a 3-wheel Cobalt.
And it was made out of Happy Meal toys.
It's weird. It has these like, well, if we're talking about the Polaris Slingshot, it has these functions that you'd usually have in a car, but then there's other functions that like it definitely, like it should have, but it doesn't. Like it doesn't have a center mirror for some reason. Like even though that would be really nice because you want to see if people are tailgating you. And like there's a bunch of stuff like that. There should be a dead pedal, but there isn't because there's a speaker there. And I'm like, I'd rather have a dead pedal than a speaker. But then again, who's the person who's buying it?
Also, the transmission whine is almost unbearable.
It's not transmission whine. It's the coupling for the. Actually, it's not unbearable. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's like an event thing. So it has this belt drive, and it's a cog and a gear. That's why. So it's a cog and a gear that goes back to the rear wheel.
Yeah, well, it's terrible.
It's I don't hate it because it's sort of race car-y. Race cars sound like that. Like
you sound like Peter Griffin. Yeah, that was me trying to get out.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, that car is not great. But the gated shifter thing, again, it reached some Mount Olympus type thing on the internet where, dude, you got a gated shifter. All hail the gated shifter. Oh, you got a car. You got a 308. That must be great. Like, well, it's kind of crappy. Like it's not as good as you might think. And like one of the things on Toyota Supras, like the older Toyota Supras, you can get this transmission called R154. R154 holds a lot of power.
Yes,
it holds like 800 horsepower or something. It's a 5-speed. However, it shifts like a truck. Very, very notchy. And it's supposed to go on a sports car that can handle a lot of power, but it shifts like a dump truck, you know? And people don't notice that you have to have a good feel about this, and like you're giving up something when you're doing this. Like it doesn't feel, you know, as crisp as it should be. It just feels like kind of agricultural. And I'm not saying the Lambo feels agricultural at all.
Right.
But it does take a little bit of getting used to, and I'm not in the stage where I like it yet. I know it'll be exciting, but I think it'll be more of a hindrance than anything else. So
well, for performance, absolutely. But
like 3 and 4, like going from 3 to 4, that's fine. But then doing that crossover, and then you kind of hit that gate, and then you go in, like I don't know, man. Like I think tell you what, you can drive it, and then you could tell me if that shifter makes any sense.
it's if I fit.
You'll fit.
I still am not so sure.
Haven't you sat in it before?
No.
You haven't sat in it before.
Nope.
We'll have to get that done. We'll have to get that.
My lovely buns have never graced those leather quilted seats.
They shall. They're actually quite, for lack of a better term, wide. And it is a drop top, so the sky's the limit. You don't have to worry about hitting your head on anything. But I actually found a cool little thing on the windshield, right at the top of the windshield. I couldn't even see it as obscured. There's a little sticker from the Lamborghini factory that says this car is like, don't put an OBD2 scanner in it because like it won't read. And it said that like here is the emissions. So like we're gonna tell you what the emissions are. So don't bother like scanning it. Like that's literally like what it says. Like this car emits blah 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 blah. This will not read on a regular OBD2 scanner.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know you can do like I don't know you can do that. Whoops. I didn't know that was a thing. You can just be like, I got the sticker.
I have a sticker.
It's a sticker from Lamborghini, and they just say I don't have to do this, so I'm not going to do it.
All right.
But okay, all right. I'm actually wondering if my car only came with 2 O2 sensors. I'm wondering if there are more. I think there have to be more because I don't see any harnesses for more. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. I don't know, but my car only has 2 O2 sensors, and for a car with catalytic converters, that seems wrong because it has to find like figure out.
No.
Like no. It's good. It's good. It's like some guy is like, we put the cats on that. It's good. It's good. It's good.
He's good. The car go fast.
Yeah, Mario putting together Lamborghinis. You're going very fast. Woohoo!
You missed the chef. Whoa!
All right. So that is going to be it for today. If you guys want to ask us questions, and we are actually going to get to a lot of viewer questions and submissions and topics and all that sort of fun stuff, you can contact us at iwrencheveryday@gmail.com, and you can hit us up at Wrench Every Day for Instagram and Twitter. You can hit me up at The Real Tavarish. That is Instagram and Twitter. And Andrew Fingurgans Howell, where can we find you?
I can be finded on Instagram at HeavyMetalFL or on Twitter at 1565. That's the word 15 and the number 65.
Awesome. So this is me, Tavarish, for Andrew Howell, reminding you guys, as always, to wrench every single day. You stay doing that. You stay doing that. It looks good.
I stay doing.